Hello, everyone. Welcome to MMA at Midnight. I'm your host, Shant Yeretzian, and this is our UFC 230 preview show. The main event is Daniel Cormier defending his heavyweight belt against Derek Lewis. So let's get started with the main event. We'll move on down to the other fights as well on the card. Main event, Daniel Cormier taking on Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is coming off that victory over Alexander Volkov at UFC 229. So that's a quick turnaround for him. He made a lot of fans, especially with his post-fight speech afterwards. He had the late knockout win, and he had a memorable post-fight speech. That pretty much got him the title shot. Daniel Cormier, he's stepping up last minute to take this fight. As a champion, he doesn't need to, but I know he's doing it to save the card because this card had a few main events fall out. They really couldn't get anything solid that was going to sell and that belonged at main event at Madison Square Garden. So good. That's cool of Daniel Cormier to step up last minute to defend his belt. I believe he's the favorite, just like everyone else does. He's just too well-rounded. His cardio. Derek Lewis has been known to be sloppy, gas out, but he does have knockout power. So he always has that puncher's chance, Derek Lewis. He can always catch Cormier, but Cormier, definitely the favorite. Like I said, better cardio. He can put that pressure on all day, and Derek Lewis is one of those guys that will break if you tire him out and put that pressure on him. So definitely going with Daniel Cormier in this one, but don't sleep on Derek Lewis. He makes the fights exciting. Like I said, he has knockout power, so you can't sleep on him. Definitely worth watching this fight. It's not maybe some of the main event that some of us might have hoped, but it's still a good fight. The heavyweight belt's on the line. Let's move on to the co-main event. I'm actually really looking forward to this. This one had some changes as well to this fight. It's Jacare Souza taking on Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman won his last fight. He submitted Kelvin Gastelum. It was good to see him get back on the winning track because he had 3 straight losses before that. So it was good to see him rebound and get back on the winning track. Jacare is coming off that. He first had that head kick knockout win over Derek Brunson, and then he lost a close split decision to Kelvin Gastelum. So I'm looking for Jacare to come out hungry, look to get another finish. I know he doesn't want to leave it in the hands of the judges. He felt like he probably won that fight. So look for him to maybe he's going to put it on Chris Weidman, and let's see how Weidman reacts. He looked good in his last fight, but like I said, he had those 3 losses before, knockouts, TKOs. So let's see if any of those effects are still lingering or if it's still hurting his confidence. So that'll be a good main event. I always love watching the 185 division. So many talented guys, good weight class. We also have another fight at the 185 division on the card with Israel Adesanya taking on Derek Brunson. Israel Adesanya, I'm sure you guys know by now, this dude is an amazing striker. He's entertaining, fun to watch. He's got a good personality. He's blowing up right now. You guys heard me talk about it when he first debuted in the UFC. Like, great kickboxing. You guys know I'm like, if you watch the show, you know I'm a big fan of like kickboxing and Muay Thais like for a long time. So I got a soft spot for guys with that style, and the style bender always brings it. He always makes it entertaining. So you definitely want to tune in for that. Derek Brunson is coming off that knockout loss, that head kick knockout loss to Jacare. So let's see how Brunson is going to look. Israel Adesanya is going to definitely bring his striking game, his flashy techniques, and I think he's going to catch Brunson. I think he's going to finish him. So that'll be an interesting fight. But Brunson is tough. He's proved me wrong before in winning fights that I thought he was going to lose. He's definitely one of those guys where if you count him out, or judge him on his previous fight, he might look like a totally different fighter the next day, the next fight. So keep an eye on that. We also have David Branch taking on Jared Cannonier. This is a good fight. I have to pick David Branch to win this one. Jared Cannonier has never really impressed me or shown me much in his game. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. David Branch, he was the WSOF champion, and he's looked good. He got his a knockout win in his last fight against Thiago Santos, which he rebounded off that loss to Luke Rockhold. So he lost to Rockhold, but he came back, knocked out Thiago Santos. So that was impressive. Definitely got to pick David Branch to win this one. Jared Cannonier definitely has a chance. He's a powerful guy, but if I had to say, I would pick David Branch. I think he's very underrated, and I think only the guys at the top of the division will be able to beat him. I don't think someone like a Jared Cannonier will be able to. So that's another fight to keep an eye on. Like I said, that middleweight division has a lot of talented guys. David Branch, he goes in between 185, 205. He's very versatile. I like watching David Branch fight. I know they might not have a lot of fans, or people might, judge him a little harshly because he was from the WSOF, but he's definitely a well-rounded fighter. Definitely has good submissions. Always in good shape. Good striking. Will get the knockout too. So that's good. The main card is good. We also have Jack Marshman taking on Carl Robertson on the main card. Carl Robertson 6-1. You guys might remember him. He got that knockout win on the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. And Jack Marshman, he's got power. He's got some skill, but he's got a lot of holes in his game as well. I'm definitely picking Carl Robertson, even though Carl Robertson has the less experience than Marshman. I'm still going to go with Robertson. I think Marshman, like I said, even though he's got a lot of fights, he's got a lot of holes in his game as well. And I'm picking Robertson. He's up and comer. I think he's going to be able to win that one. Yeah, good main card, guys. Definitely want to check out those fights. The prelims are also really good. A lot of good fighters on the prelims. Jason Knight versus Jordan Rinaldi. Both those guys always bring it. They leave it all in the cage. So that'll be an exciting fight. Sajara Eubanks taking on Roxanne Modafferi. Another really good fight. Unfortunately, Sajara Eubanks missed weight this morning, but it should still be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. You also have Shaman Moraes taking on Julio Arce. Shaman Moraes is 10-2. His only 2 losses are to Marlon Moraes and Zabit Magomed Sharapov. So that he's really good. His only losses are to like the top guys, So there's no shame in that. Julio Arce is on a 7-fight win streak. This is a really good fight. It's kind of buried in the undercard, but you guys are definitely going to want to check it out. That will be a good one. You also have Lyman Good taking on Ben Saunders. You got Shane Burgos on the card, Lando Venata, Brian Kelleher, and a bunch more. A lot of good fights on the prelims, guys. I'm actually excited for a lot of these prelim fights more than I am for the main event. Definitely check out the prelims. A lot of good fights on there. Check out the main card. I'll be doing a post-fight special for it. So enjoy the fights, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.